A very warm welcome here from Portugal for the opening qualification session of the 2023 TCR Europe Championship, and also an added curiosity. The TCR Kumho World Tour joins TCR Europe for the very first time, so we are ushering in a brand new era of touring car racing, and we are absolutely delighted to welcome you all along to what has been a very warm, a very sunny and a very action-packed Portimão circuit, and we're looking forward to this qualifying where we are setting the grid for both races over the course of this weekend. If you are new to the world of TCR Europe, first and foremost, a very warm welcome to this broadcast. We're delighted to have you with us, and we are looking forward to a qualifying that will be absolutely critical for these drivers. We're going to set grids for race 1 and race 2, and bear in mind, if you are new to the calendar, race 1 will be taking place later on today, 14:05 local time, on the TCR TV app and the TCR TV YouTube channel. So please, if you've not already downloaded and registered for the TCR TV app, make sure you go over to your app provider of choice, get that downloaded, get registered, get signed up, and catch all of TCR racing live from around the world. It's a great application available on mobile devices and PC, so I do encourage you to join in with the family of TCR and check out all the TCR Europe 2023 races. But let's get back to the action. We've got 20 minutes in this first qualification session. What we are looking to achieve is taking 12 drivers through into Q2. Those 12 drivers will then have a shorter session in which to fight for the top 12 starting positions. 13 on down will be set in their grid position for both race 1 and race 2 tomorrow morning. So this is a critical session for these drivers to get acquainted with the circuit, set a time, and make sure they're in the best possible position to start the race. Later on this afternoon, we have got a stacked grid of touring car talent here today at Portimão, so we are thoroughly expecting this to be a very tight session. Free practice 1 yesterday afternoon. It was a debutant in the world of TCR Europe, Kobe Powells, who was fastest for Come To You in the Audi. Powells making the transition from rallycross racing to circuit racing for the first time. The young Belgian driver, incredibly impressive over the course of free practice, so we will keep our eye out for that car as the session unfolds to see if he can replicate the pace that he has shown so far over the course of this opening weekend of competition. Frederik Vervish, we were looking at there, came in to TCR Europe towards the end of 2022, got himself acquainted with the championship once again, and now is looking to move forward as the new season starts. On your screen, that's Nico Baldan, who we saw for a few moments there, formerly of Target Competition, now participating in the full European season for the aggressive Team Italia outfit. So Baldan, a driver that we're very familiar with over here, the Italian, very competitive over the course of last season, and we're looking for a strong result, a late deal to come to Portimão in this car for this weekend. So Baldan will be looking to impress himself, the team, and everybody around in hopes of extending that deal further into the year. And so far, he has been competitive over the course of the 2 practice sessions in FP1. He came in 15th position, although that was very much a case of assessing the car, assessing the team, getting the setup in the right window in preparation for these all-important timed sessions. The top of your screen, you can see Q1, 16 minutes, 53 seconds remaining. A little word on track limits. Track limits are being monitored at this circuit. If a driver is deemed to have gone over their track limit, their time will be deleted. So we may well see a few times coming up on screen over the course of the session as time deleted. So got to be cautious to stay within the racing surface. All of these drivers, they've had a couple of sessions to become acquainted with how hard and how far you can push these cars, as we continue to look at Baldan leading aggressive Team Italia, teammate Carlson, another driver brand new to TCR Europe, so looking forward to seeing how Carlson progresses over the course of the season as well. And here's another name that you'll recognise. We just saw Dusan Bokovic there as Baldan on the log stop through the final turn. That Elantra looking a little bit squirrely this early in the session as the tyres are coming up to temperature. So Nico Baldan a little bit looser than he would have liked, and that is represented in the times as Carlson goes provisionally quickest at this moment in time. That will change as the session progresses, and just as I say that, Mikel Azcona goes quickest for the BRC team. Azcona, of course, a 2018 and 2021 TCR Europe champion. He's very familiar with this series and he's racing in the World Tour. So good to see Mikel Azcona back once again in this championship and immediately picking up where he left off by going quickest in the early running of this Q1. Norbert Michelis is second position, his teammate in the second Hyundai, 0.2 of a second in arrears. Carlson holding on to that third position. Carlson, of course, as well, is driving in the Diamond Trophy. So anybody who's unfamiliar with the Diamond Trophy, it is an award that's given to drivers over the 35 years of age. So Carlson, Victor Davidovski, Tom Coronel, Ruben and Felipe Fernandez and Dusan Borkovic are all racing under the Diamond Trophy banner. We also have some rookies in the field. We have Kobe Powles, who races for the Rookie Cup. Victor Anderson, we'll talk a little bit more about him later on. Jason Barguana in the Peugeot. Isaac Smith and Lewis Brown racing on the rookies. We're on board now with Azcona. This is such an undulating circuit here at Portimão. We ride in the Hyundai Elantra. TCR through the sweeps. The car is on a knife edge all the way through this lap. I've spoken to many drivers this weekend, and without fail, each and every one of them adore the Portimão circuit. It is an incredible driving challenge for our racers here this weekend. They absolutely love coming to Portugal, as do we all. The weather has been fantastic. The circuit is in incredible condition, and it's always great to be welcomed by our friends over in Portugal, and a wonderful way to kickstart what we anticipate being a very enjoyable season of racing indeed. So, 13 minutes, 40 seconds left on the clock. Let's have a quick look where we are in the times. Mikel Azcona is currently our provisional our provisional fastest driver, should I say, from Norbert Michelis, with Nico Baldan, Carlson in fourth position. Marcin Kwa is in fifth place on the timesheet, ahead of Bebu Girolami in sixth. But remember, the top 12 are only looking to progress to Q2. This is not to set a time for the top 12 drivers. It is about getting through to Q2, where they will then go and set their times and be awarded some points for the final qualifying finishing positions. So really, the interest factor here in Q1 is the top drivers to get through to Q2, and 13th on down to set their grid for the two races. And currently the man in that 13th position is Ruben Fernandez, just ahead of his brother Felipe Fernandez in 14th, and Rob Huff a little bit further down the running order than he perhaps would have expected to be at this stage, currently in 15th place. So Huff, we expect to move forward alongside several other drivers, as Girolami now goes quickest. New Honda Civic, of course, racing the new Civic TCR, as Frederick Vervish immediately dethrones him at the top of the times. The 1:22 goes quickest with a 1 minute 51.595 lap time. So again, the weather continues to be beautiful here at Portimão. That is Girolami that we just seen exiting the shot there in the brand new Honda Civic. It's great to see this car in TCR Europe, the only Honda that we've got running on track at this moment in time, but a brand new model, very recently made its debut in the TCR UK Championship. Still an exploration for Honda, Yas Motorsport and the ALM team to understand exactly how to get the maximum pace from this car throughout a qualifying stint and, of course, into the races themselves. John Philippi is the time we see at the bottom of the corner, but Ted Björk is the driver that we're looking at on screen. That is the Cyan Racing Lincoln Co., another brand spanking new Evo model that we have here on the grid this weekend. This is the Lincoln Co. 03 FL TCR, so this is the new factory machine. We have a Generation 1 car being campaigned by Victor Anderson as well, so both the new and the old Lincoln Co's are here this weekend, and immediately they have been on the pace all the way through the practice and the test days that we had on Thursday as well. So wise money would be on Lincoln Co. to be competitive come the checkered flag this afternoon as Björk now through the final sector of the lap, looking to set himself a time. He's currently holding on to 22nd and last position, not really has a representative time on the clock at this moment in time with a 1:59. To give you a reference there, Rob Huff is our fastest driver so far on a 51.479. So Björk will be looking to set a time that can comfortably put him inside that magical top 12 to progress through into Q2 straight at the conclusion of this session. The moment 12th position, the bubble driver is Dusan Borkovic, car number 62. He holds on to that 12th position at this moment in time. So Borkovic will be uncomfortable at this moment, will be looking to try and improve his time to get himself further up the grid. But now we stay with Ted Björk as he crosses the line. Has he set a time? 14th position, so not where he needs to be at this moment in time. He's backed off the car, I believe, as we run down into Q1. No, still absolutely flat chat is the Swedish driver, looking to get a second lap in there. 9 minutes 47 left on the clock, 23 cars on the racetrack. It's a busy racetrack, even though Portimão is a sizable venue. You catch yourself traffic at the wrong time and that can annihilate your chances of completing your lap and getting the time on the board that you need. So still work to do for Björk there as we're looking now back again at Norby Michelis in the BRC Hyundai Elantra N, one of the most popular, I think it's fair to say, touring car drivers globally. Great to see Norby in the championship here at Portimão and absolutely on the ragged edge at this moment in time in his car. A little bit of an inside lock just to help rotate the car around on the brakes. It's looked very lively out on the racetrack. Has the Hyundai Elantra i30N, Elantra N, and so far so good for Norby Michelis. He's running a clean lap at this moment in time, not quite front running pace, but again, it is worth clarifying, it's not important where you finish in the top 12. What matters is finishing in the top 12, and Michelis will be well aware of that criteria and will be looking to secure himself the golden ticket into Q2. In a few minutes' time, Tom Coronel's had a good first sector as well that you can see on your screen, so he's looking to move up, and there we go, job done for Norby. Position 3, exactly what he needed to achieve. Good lap time there from BRC man at 1:51.575, less than 1/10 a second away from the ultimate quickest time so far in this session, which is a man in pit lane, is Rob Huff, currently fastest, ahead of Frederic Vervisch. Michelis that we've just seen in third place, and Bebo Girolami also in pit road, currently holding on to 4th position. Time to take a breather for our drivers, refresh, assess what they have learned from the first runs, potentially bolt some new Kumho tyres onto the car as well, and get ready if they need to go again into Q2. Speaking of which, the man on the bubble at this moment in time is still Dusan Borkovic in 12th position, so he will go through as things stand, and Victor Andersson will be the first of the drivers to miss out. And he's a driver I want to talk about a little bit as well. Andersson from Sweden, driving for the family team, the MAGP. There we go, see him on screen, perfect timing. In a Lincoln Co, but in the Generation 1 Lincoln Co, the car that his father drives over in Sweden. Victor Andersson, this weekend, is making his Touring Car Championship debut, having established himself in open wheel racing in the United States last year in the USF 2000 Championship. Brand new series, brand new car, brand new style of racing for the young 19-year-old Swede. And having spoken to him over the weekend, he's adapting incredibly quickly to this type of race car. Yes, it's heavier. Yes, the brakes are less effective. Yes, it will behave differently over the course of a stint. But Andersson is really acquainting himself with the car and the championship very, very well indeed. 6th fastest in opening practice just yesterday. He's hoping for a strong top 12 result into Q2 to give himself the best position possible in order to qualify up the grid and score strong points and to kickstart his TCR Europe campaign when we do the races. Another driver that is fantastic to see here at Portimão, that is Ben Bargwanna, all the way from TCR Australia. It's a family-run affair. They're in the Clarier Peugeot that we've seen in TCR Europe many times before. Ben, here with his father, Jason, and the whole entourage come over from Australia to enjoy their motor racing on a European and an international stage. The Peugeot is the oldest car in the field this weekend, but it's a car they know very, very well. The same model, the same mark that they campaign in TCR Australia. So Bargwanna's come in with a bit of knowledge in his back pocket, but it's all brand new, and they are absolutely loving speaking to his father last night, spoke to Ben several times this weekend. They are loving the adventure of coming over to TCR Europe and being part of the Kumho TCR World Tour and taking in these new circuits. They go to Spa next, which they absolutely can't wait. In fact, I think it'll be difficult to keep Jason, his father, away from the car. Retired, of course, a couple of years ago from V8 supercars, and he's itching to have a try at these tracks in these cars. They are really loving the journey, and it's so gratifying to talk to them in the paddock. Just enthusiasm oozes from every pore of that team, Ben Bargwanna as well. So hopefully they have a safe and strong weekend to kickstart their 2023 campaigns. There we go, he leads the way out of pit lane. Bebu Girolami in the Honda as well. A gaggle of cars coming back out for their final try here in Q1 to get that all-important top 12 position to move forward into the second portion of qualifying that will follow immediately after this session. There is Nico Baldan, Aggressive Team Italia, as I say, back in the same car, but for a different team. A deal that came together quite late for Baldan. It'll be good to see if he can produce the results required to help facilitate further participation in the championship for the popular Italian driver. Had a great season last season, scoring strong results and always towards the sharp end of the field. Will a change to Aggressive Team Italia? Because of course, Nico Baldan, Italian himself, will a change to a more comfortable, perhaps, environment full of fellow Italians help bring out the speed in Nicola Baldan? We will find out over the course of today and tomorrow, but it'll be another fascinating storyline that we need to keep our eye on as the weekend progresses. And of course, social media is the place that you can find lots of information and news about the weekend. We'll have some features and some behind the scenes as well, so please do make sure you check out our social media channels for all the things that are happening in the world of TCR Europe here this weekend, with the Kumho TCR World Tour joining as well for the very, very first time. We'll talk about that a little bit later on during the intermission when qualification comes to an end. I'll explain what the Kumho TCR World Tour is for those of you that are maybe not quite familiar. It's a brand new initiative, never been done before, alongside the TCR World Rankings. A very exciting new era for TCR touring car racing. But we'll come back to that one in a moment, because we've got a little bit of business to contend with, and that is the final 2 minutes and 46 seconds of Q1 in qualification. Still, Rob Huff is the man that adorns the top of the timesheets from Frederick Vervish. Nobby Michelitz is still in pit lane, so whether he's going to venture out for one final run. As I say that, the little P next to his name disappears on the timing screen, so everybody is back out at the moment. Victor Anderson is the only man not on circuit as we head into the final 2 minutes of Q2. Anderson really does need to be out there as well, because he's currently 14th position, so as it stands, won't be making it through into Q2. The man on the bubble is Victor Davidovski, 12th position just ahead, as he disposes Dusan Bokovic in 13th place. So Bokovic and Davidovski are the two drivers in the prize seats at this moment in time, squabbling over that 12th and final progression page. We'll keep our eye on that one as things unfold. We just had a glimpse of Tom Coronel on screen as well there, rocking a new livery, new sponsorship for this season. So Coronel no longer in the bright yellow car, but now donning a very, very nice black livery there on the CompTU Racing Audi RS3. So that'll take a little while to get used to. We're so used to Coronel being in bright colours, but let's have a look now. Dusan Bokovic currently in 13th position, the man, the first man that won't be progressing through into Q2. A little lock of the tyre there, breaking down into the hairpin. Bokovic needs a big lap. It's been a while since he's been in this situation, so he's got to brush off the cobwebs and deliver when the time matters. And that time, folks at home, is now. So Dusan Bokovic, the man under the most pressure at this moment in time as a few drivers starting to cross the line. Frederick Vervish goes quickest. Mikel Azcárate in second position, just 0.3 of a second in arrears. Rob Huff is third fastest. Novi Michelitz in fourth place. Bebu Girolami in fifth, and Kobe Powell's, who we spoke about, the rallycross convert, Kobe Powell's seventh position at this moment in time. Marcin Kwa has just usurped him in the times for position number 6, but Powell's having another great showing. The leader of our rookies currently holding on to that seventh position as we're watching. See at the timing screen, sorry, Isaac Smith, another young rookie in this championship, coming over from the TCR UK Championship, Volcano Motorsport. An entirely new driving strength of two young British drivers, Isaac Smith and Lewis Brown, both from TCR UK, making their international debut. So that'll be fascinating to see how quickly they adapt, and also the inter-team battle amongst themselves as well. 8 seconds left on the clock. Anybody who crosses the line before the checkered flag can complete their lap, so there is still time to have a shuffling of the order for the times, and more importantly, to see who gets 12th position and who misses out, the first of the drivers to miss out in position 13. The checkered flag has been waved. Kobe Powell's now completes his session. Dusan Bogovic, checkered flag for him, remains in 13th place, so he is the driver, the first driver that won't be making it through as things stand. Can anybody behind go quicker? Fernandez, Brown, Bjork, Smith, Bargwanna, Fernandez, Balvan and Carlson are all drivers vying to get into that top 12. Arguably the biggest driver from that one there is Ted Bjork in 17th position at this moment in time in the Lincoln Co. So Bjork, here we go, we see him on screen now. This is a massive lap we need from the Swedish driver. He has got to get inside that top 12, otherwise qualifying is done and his position is locked for the weekend. So Ted Bjork has a massive task ahead of him. It's all done and dusted now. All he can do is keep the pedal to the metal. Will he break the timing being fast enough to get through? Yes, he does in 12th, just by the skin of his teeth. Bjork makes it through provisionally in 12th position. We've still got drivers looking to complete their lap, but that is as close as you will dare make things for the Lincoln Co. driver. He just about gets through. We've got Fernandez still to finish his lap as well, both Ruben and Felipe. But there we go, they're not quite quick enough to disturb that top 12, I don't think, at this stage. But my oh my, Q1, we thought there might be a bit of drama, and that was almost a huge upset right at the very beginning for Bjork, but he just about survives unless Felipe Fernandez can do anything about it on this lap, which he cannot. 1.5 seconds in arrears, stays in 16th position. Well, take a break, everybody. That was a little bit drama. Let's all sit back down again on our sofas at home. That was very, very tight indeed, and Frederick Vervish was the man who ended Q1 with the quickest time, ahead of Mikel Azcárate, Rob Huff in third, Michelitz in fourth position, Girolami in fifth, Marcin Kwa in sixth, Kobe Powell's the standout rookie of Q1, his seventh position, Jan Elishe in eighth, just ahead of Santiago Urrutia, Tom Coronel, the lead Diamond Trophy driver, in 10th position, John Philippi 11th, and the last man that makes it through that we saw to great drama on screen is car number 11, Ted Bjork in 12th place. Drivers that are locked in for the rest of the session: Viktor Davidovsky in 13th, Dusan Bokovic in 14th, Victor Anderson P15, Felipe Fernandez 16, Lewis Brown in 17th ahead of teammate Isaac Smith, position 18th, Ben Bargwanna lines up 19th, Ruben Fernandez in 20th, Nico Baldan in 21st, and Carlson rounds out our 22 cars that set a time in qualification last on the grid for race 1, which will be this afternoon, and race 2 that will be in the morning tomorrow. Make sure you tune in for that one, 11:15 a.m. local time. Quite the drama here at Portimão, and we're going to go again for Q2. And this is when the gloves very firmly come off for our drivers, because we will be looking to set the grid for the racers, for the top 12 positions. and we're also scoring some points towards our championship as well. Dusan Borkovic, that we're looking at there, shaking the hand of the team. So real shame for Dusan Borkovic. In fact, I think we'll be having an interview in a few moments' time with Dusan when he's got himself out of the car and we've got a camera in position. So hold on for that one when we have a few words with Dusan and see how his return to TCR Racing has fared in this opening qualifying session. We spoke to him a little bit earlier on. He said he's a little bit rusty behind the wheel, still building into it. So let's go down to Francisco Melo to have a word with Dusan Borkovic.
Dusan, great to have you back in TCR. Tell us about your qualifying, almost to Q2. What happened to not going to Q2?
Yeah, in the first of all, it's the car is very new to me, and during the weekend we had some issues with my style of braking, and we're locking up the front and the rear tires. So I think solved that out, but when you have only 1 or 2 laps and you have to be confident. Also, I don't know this track, so I pushed for the first for the Q1 just a little bit, and I entered like I was into the P12, and then at the end I had a really good lap, but I locked up, made a big mistake. I went out the corner 13, 2 corners before the end of the lap, so it should be the Q2, but that's the life and that's the racing. For the night, for the race, will be okay.
Thank you, Dusan. Good luck.
Hello to everybody.
Fine margins there between qualifying, making it through to Q1, and not, as Dusan Borkovic explains, close, but not quite close enough. And now it's the final 10 minutes of qualifying for the opening round of TCR Europe here at the Portimão circuit, racing with the Kumho TCR World Tour, and we're looking to set the top 12 positions for our racing action that will kick off today at 14:05 local time on the TCR TV app. So please do make sure that you've downloaded that app, that you have registered, you filled out your details, and you have a whole world of TCR racing action from many championships around the globe at your fingertips to enjoy. So I do implore you to get that app downloaded, get registered, and enjoy some incredible tin top racing. Chinquois that we're looking at there now in the Siam Racing Lincoln Co machine. Chinquois is a driver that we expect to be very much at the sharp end of the field come the conclusion of the activity this weekend. Teammate Ted Bjork very, very close to not making it through to Q2. Let's have a look, see as this session unfolds if that's an issue with pace for Bjork in the car, or whether that was merely circumstance from the opening segment, so to speak, of qualification. We expected, obviously, Bjork, as a renowned driver that he is, very successful in many different touring car competitions. They expect him to be very much at the pointy end of the field come the checkered flag in 7 minutes and 55 seconds time. And Martin Clark, again, another driver that doesn't have the championships to his name that some of his illustrious teammates do, but we know he is mighty fast in a TCR touring car. And again, the preparation that goes in to all these teams and drivers for a weekend such as today is going to be fascinating to see if he can bring his A game to the table and score a big result. Now, while we're waiting for the drivers to start their hot laps, it is worth mentioning for anybody who's maybe not familiar, you're seeing a logo at the top of your screen, TCR World Tour Kumho Tire. What is TCR? What is the Kumho Tire TCR World Tour? Well, essentially, the drivers that we have in the field today, we are racing in TCR Europe. It's our opening round, and all drivers competing in the TCR World Tour events are eligible to score points for the TCR World Tour and TCR World Ranking. TCR World Tour's full season entries are not eligible to score points for the local TCR series that host the event. So essentially, every driver that you see here will score points in the TCR World Tour, will have points on their leaderboard, but only the TCR Europe drivers. They're basically the TCR World Tour drivers are invisible in terms of points to TCR Europe. So our TCR European drivers, they will score the first across the line of the TCR Europe drivers will score the maximum points for their TCR Europe campaign. But every driver in the field will score points towards the TCR World Tour classification. It's a brand new way of going racing. It's a brand new way of presenting a championship like this, and alongside it, we have the TCR Global Ranking, which is based on a coefficient for the championship that you're in, the number of cars that are in the field, the level of that championship. Drivers score points for the TCR World Ranking, and it ranks every single driver that races in an official TCR sanctioned event, no matter where it is around the world. That TCR ranking then gives you a handy guide to how far up or down you may be in the overall standings of the global ranking. The good thing is, at the end of the season, we will take a slice, we'll stop that one, we'll have a look where those drivers are, and the top 45 plus the top 15 of the TCR World Tour will be invited to a world final. So not only is the global ranking a great way to see where you are in comparison to some of your rivals, it also acts as a qualification tool for a grand world final. Very, very interesting, very different way to go about doing this, similar to ATP in tennis, for example, where we rank all drivers in all championships all around the world, give them a score based on where they're doing and their results that they pick up. And that gives opportunities for drivers to race in their local championship, still score world ranking points, and then potentially qualify to move through into a global final. So a really incredible initiative, a brand new way to go about things in 2023, and a new era, as I alluded to at the start of the broadcast. I'll talk more about this in more detail during the race because we're time limited in qualifying, but it's a great initiative. And again, check out TCR social media for more information and detailed explainers on exactly how the TCR Kumho Tire World Tour is run and the TCR Global Rankings. But of course, we're here in TCR Europe. An incredible championship and an incredible season in 2022, and we're kick-starting alongside the World Tour our new year, our exciting new year here at an absolutely sensational circuit. And we're in the final 3 minutes 57 seconds of qualifying. Nobi Michelitz is the man that is currently on provisional pole position. He's set one-time lap of 51.297 to go 0.035 seconds ahead of Michael Azcona in second place. Rob Huff in third position from Frederic Verviche. Tom Coronel and Kobe Powell are our top six. Everybody knows 10 drivers have set a time, so Arrutia and Elishay still to get a time on the board. Girolami and Tsinghua don't have a representative time either, so plenty of action. Everybody's leaving it till the very, very last minute as we're riding on board with Rob Huff. Let's take in this beautiful Portimão circuit, up hills, over blind crests. You've got to be so aggressive on the curb, you've got to be so committed and confident that you know exactly what you have underneath you. And Rob Huff, this is not his first rodeo. He's been around and been successful for many, many years, and he's really adapted to the Comte Audi so well over the course of this season. And Huff, you can see it in the times, third position. Let's see if he can improve as the session unfolds. Beppu Girolami, brother of TCR Europe champion Franco Girolami, is racing here this weekend as well in the brand new Honda Civic Honda Civic TCR. So great to see that car, the Type R FL5, here in TCR Europe, and Girolami is using that one to good effect at this moment in time. So let's see where he ends up with 2 minutes 24 seconds left on the board. Kobe Powell's going faster, as you can see on the time at the bottom of your screen, currently in 7th position. Can he improve that one for his starting position for race 1 in a little while later on today? Tom Coronel on your screen there, the tri-coloured coloured car. New livery for Tom Coronel. Same old Tom Coronel though, hungry for success, enjoying his touring car racing and loving life in TCR Europe at this moment in time, as arguably the leader of that Comte Racing squad. Coronel about to cross the line in a few moments' time and start a flyer. Luckily, we see the Audi getting out of the way, giving him a clear run down into T1, but Coronel not on full chat at this moment in time. He's still got time on his side. Still 1 minute 40 left on the clock, so he's going to let everything cool down and then go for one final roll of the dice. Is the number 34 machine of Tom Coronel. We're riding back on board again. Now look at the undulation. The TV does not do this circuit justice in just how undulating it is, just how committed the drivers have to be to set a good time, to be able to keep the car exactly the part of the racetrack they want it to be, as we're looking again now at Girolamo, currently in 10th position. The Honda not setting realistically a representative time, 151.8. We know he can go faster, only half a tenth, just over, away from the ultimate pace. Can Girolamo find a little bit in this final sector? Be careful to stay within track limits. Does Nestor, or Bebo was more commonly known. Girolamo now runs the car out to the curb, runs it to the line, 10th position. Will that improve as he crosses the line? Yes, it will, thank you very much. Position 5, just under 0.2 of a second away from the ultimate pace. Frederick Vervish in the pits. He's not going to have time to get back out now, so the best he's looking at is 4th position when the checkered flag waves, but he's got some very quick drivers behind that will be more than interested in the opportunity to step forward and take that position away. Nobi Michelitz is still our provisional pole sitter, and there is Nobi that we see on screen right here and now, looking for another good lap here in the Hyundai Elantra N. TCR currently run by BRC Hyundai N Squadron Corsa team, headed up by touring car legend Gabriele Tarquini, of course. Fabulous to see Tarquini, the absolute master of touring car racing, here this weekend with his team progressing forward, and so far he'll be happy with what he's seen, as we've got Michelitz in pole and Afkana in second position. So a 1-2 for that squad as things stand. Rob Uff in pit lane in 3rd place, so he'll have no opportunity to go out and set a further lap time. Girolamo is still pushing out on circuit as well in 5th position. We'll be looking to try and improve in the sole Honda in the field. Girolamo hungry to move himself further up the grid. You can overtake here in Portimão, but the higher you start, the easier the task in front of you will be, and Girolamo is quick in the first 2 sectors. Not much of the lap remaining now to keep that car on course for an improvement. Girolamo, 5th position, number 129. Nestor Girolamo from Argentina in the brand new Honda Civic FL5, going through the final turn. Now the car that's upset mid-corner, but it's nice and stable in Girolamo's hands, looking confident, looking comfortable as he runs to the line. Can he improve from 5th position? Can he get a better time right at the very death? 0.3 of a second in arrears, and he does not move forward. So Nestor Girolamo locked in for 5th position. Michelitz has taken the checkered flag as well. Azkanar still out there with a potential to set a faster time, and John Philippi manages to cross the line as well for 12th position. So Philippi, the last of our qualifiers, 12th position, 0.5 just over of a second, cover the top 12 drivers in what has been, as expected, an incredibly tight qualifying session here at the Portimão circuit. Nobi Michelitz is your man that takes the very first pole position of the season in TCR Europe. Great result for him. 1-2 for the BRC squad. Mikel Afkona in 2nd place. Rob Huff on row 2 ahead of Frederick Vervish. Bebo Girolamo in 5th. Marcin Hua is 6th position. Tom Coronel lines up in 7th place ahead of Ted Bjork in 8th. Kobe Powell's our rookie, our lead rookie, the man that has impressed me massively this weekend, ends his first touring car qualification session in 9th place ahead of Santino Arrutia, Jan Elishay and John Philippi, rounding out our top 12 drivers. And there you can see on your screen the gaps between these cars are absolutely nothing. If you want ingredients, if we're going to bake an exciting experience, the ingredients we need are a close field full of hungry touring car drivers and a wonderful cake that will make. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes when it comes to race 1. Reminder, race 1, 14:05 local time, TCR TV app and the TCR TV YouTube channel. And if qualifier folks, is anything to go by? Yeah, I reckon we're on for a pretty exciting race. First race of the TCR Europe season. First time we've seen the Kumho TCR World Tour in action as well. Drama, yeah, we like drama. Touring cars often produces drama, and what a better place to do it than here at Portimão. So there we go. These are your qualifying results. Nobby Michelis, pole position from Mikel Azcona. Rob Huff in third ahead of Frederic Vervisch. Bebo Girolamo from Marcinkois in 5th and 6th place. Tom Coronel is 7th ahead, and Ted Bjork in 8th. Kobe Powells is 9th, and Arusha rounds out the top 10 drivers. Jan Elishay probably a little bit disappointed down in 11th place. And John Philippi, his fellow Frenchman, in 12th position. So that is the Q2 qualifying results. Fantastic stuff from all our drivers. Very exciting times, and I have thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it. So once again, just a reminder, race 1 will take place at 14:05. So from everybody here at Portimão, we hope to see you in a few moments' time. Thanks for tuning in, take care, and goodbye.